Blessings and peace to you. This is SB Favor Thinking Podcast, and my name is SB Favor. How are you doing today? It is Thursday, December 2nd, 2021. Another wonderful day and another day to be thankful. And as I always say, if you focus on what is good, then you can project something good to happen. So make sure you focus on what is good. It does not benefit your mind or your heart or your spirit to focus on all the negative things. If you sit around focusing on all the negative things, then guess what? You will start acting negative, and you don't want to do that. So make sure you focus on what is good. Well, if you are out there traveling about, make sure you are wearing your mask and using your hand sanitizer, because we are still in the middle of a pandemic. And I always remind you of this because I care. So make sure you keep yourself safe and keep your family members safe. If you would like to donate to the podcast, you can donate at Cash App, $SB Favor. I appreciate your donations, and I appreciate the fact that so many of you support the podcast consistently. So thank you so much for your support. Well, I don't have an inspirational quote for you today, but I just wanted to come on and do an episode and talk to you about staying encouraged during this holiday season. Sometimes it gets a little difficult because many of us are grieving the passing of, different loved ones. And so I just want to remind you to stay encouraged and make sure that if you find yourself in an emotional place where you're thinking about that loved one, make sure you just take a minute and pray. Take a minute and just focus on God and focus on the goodness of God. Focus on, all of the good things that he has done for you. I understand, what it's like because my mother passed away 2 months ago. And so I know what it's like to grieve during the holiday season. This is the first holiday season with, me not having my mom present here with me. But I want to focus on helping others and not focus on myself. So this is why I'm telling you, make sure that you focus on the goodness of God. Make sure you focus on the goodness of all that you have in your life, and love on all of your loved ones and your friends that are present with you. That loved one that has passed on, they would want you to continue to have a great life. And I know my mom would want that for me. So in times where I may shed a tear, I also rejoice. I rejoice because I know that my mom would not want me sitting around just crying all the time. Yes, I do miss her. But the strength that we all have within us, we can utilize to help somebody else. So that's why I'm speaking now to you. I want you to be lifted up and encouraged. I want you to remember to focus on the goodness of God. Focus on all the good that you have in your life. Because when you focus on all the good that you have in your life, then guess what? You'll start to just be thankful. You'll be thankful for the memories and the times that you had with that loved one. And then you will begin to rejoice, because I know my mother would want me to rejoice. This is the first Christmas without her. And I know that she will want me to rejoice. This was the first Thanksgiving without her. I know that she will want me to rejoice. So when I find myself thinking about my mom, I rejoice. When I find myself thinking about other loved ones that have passed away, I rejoice. So make sure you do the same. Make sure that you don't allow yourself to sink, but rejoice in the memories, rejoice and give thanks to God, and look at all the good in your life. And keep the faith, because that loved one is alive on the other side. Yes, we grieve their presence, them not being here. But remember something. By faith, we know that heaven is real and they are on the other side. So make sure you rejoice. Don't allow yourself to sink. We all have so much to be grateful for, even though sometimes when things don't go the way we want it to go, we still have so much to be thankful for. So every opportunity you get to say thank you to God, to say just thank you for your life, for everything that you have in your life, the good that you have in your life. Give thanks and rejoice, because grief, I'm learning about it because of what I've gone through and what I have learned thus far, losing someone that was so close to me. I'm learning that you have to focus on God. If you focus on God, then you receive the strength. If you focus on God, then you receive whatever it is He wants you to receive. Because I believe that when a loved one passes, they simply just pass the baton to us to be greater. That's what I believe. And I know in my heart that my mom passed the baton to me to be greater. So I just want to encourage you. That loved one is not here, but guess what? You have to be greater. So take courage, rejoice, be thankful, and as you press into the Christmas holiday, now that Thanksgiving is over, we're pressing into the Christmas holiday, and then we're pressing into the new year. Remember, make sure you rejoice, make sure you give thanks, and make sure you focus on God. Because when you do that, you have the ability to be greater. Because the loved one is not here, but we have the baton with the ability to be greater. So make sure you focus on God. So I hope that these words encourage you, and I hope that you remember what I said, because that's my prayer for you. So thank you so much for tuning in to listen to SB Favorite Thinking Podcast. I'm looking forward to bringing you more inspirational topics and guests and just good stuff to keep us all motivated, because if we stay lifted up, we have something to give one another. So if you need to reach me, you can reach me at sbfavor@yahoo.com via email. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at SBFavor. I also have a TikTok handle at SBFavor. Also have a YouTube channel. Please click like, click the bell, and subscribe to the channel. And if you click the bell, you will receive a notification each time there's a new episode of SB Favorite Thinking Podcast. You can find me on all podcast media outlets. Just punch in SB Favorite Thinking Podcast and I'll be right there. And any media outlet that you find me on, make sure you subscribe and follow me there. And you will get a notification as well each time there's a new episode of SB Favorite Thinking Podcast. Also, if you would like to donate to the podcast, got to remind you again, please donate at Cash App, $SB Favor. Thank you so much for listening. You have a good day.